real estate biz is drastically changing, and modern real estate success can't be learned in some old course manual. This is everything they never told you about real estate, where industry leaders expose secrets to success, contemporary lead generation, and how to dominate social media. All moderated by your host, the real estate goat and queen of social media, Carrie Soave.
Welcome. I am your host, Carrie, and I am joined today with my co-host, Melissa Vass-Scott.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest for you today, the infamous James in the City.
What's up?
So I'll take it. James is one of the industry's most influential realtors, which is amazing. He has a strong brand presence and knowledge of the city of Toronto, which has propelled him into some of the most influential rooms and people in the Toronto city and area. He works for Bosley Realty and shares their core values for philanthropy, which is why he sits on numerous committees, including Ken Farr's Bloor Street Entertains Gala, and donates to over 30 charities yearly. That is impressive, my friend. James currently resides in the financial district with his impressive Louis Vuitton collection. As I struggle always pronouncing that word. Welcome to our podcast.
Those are my children.
Yeah,
I love it.
You know, I only have one pair and I bought the platforms and I'm already 5'9", so I just feel like I tower over everybody. I never wear them. I should. I just wear them in bed.
What did Karen Walker once say? Point your heels to Jesus and pray for a handbag.
I love it. I love it. So James, I follow you on social media. I have for a while. I love your TikTok. I am so excited to have you on today. Let's get right into it. What is the one thing that nobody ever told you about real estate?
That this shit's fucking hard. Like, that's hard. I got into this industry at 21 years old. I'm like, I want to be a baller driving a G-Wagon, gold chain, and a turtleneck. Like, I thought I was mini Drake over here. No, this shit's hard. Do you know what I did my first year? I did one deal. I made $750 fucking my first year, and my output was $30,000. Marketing costs, sales signs, feature sheets, brochures. I did everything I could. I opened house for every realtor in my fucking brokerage to make $750.
That's crazy, man.
It is so hard. Everybody has the same answer. Okay. This is going to be the comical part of this, is that we all have the same answer. This is a hard business.
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead, Melissa.
I just want to jump in. Why did you stay? Like, that is just debilitating. $750 one deal. Why did you stay?
I'm not a quitter, first and foremost.
Evidently.
In my life is drug use. Hello, 13 years sobriety.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I was addicted to narcotics in high school, and so I'm 13 years clean and sober. But anyways, I saw myself really climbing this industry and making waves. And I saw what I could do, right? And I had this brand that was developing, and it grew and grew and grew. And, you know, it really is one of the most influential real estate brands. Not to toot my own horn, but like, I kind of built social media for realtors, because who was using Instagram 10 years ago for real estate? No one. I was, right?
Yeah.
Like, who was doing video? Not many people. So I see what I do, and I see other agents kind of copy. I love being copied. It's great, but there's only one James in the city. Like, I'm the OG of the city. But I love watching them take my content and make it their own, because it's like, I've done that. I've made my mark, right? Like, I could stop selling real estate tomorrow, and I would be very happy with the mark that I've left on this industry.
Yeah,
wow,
it is quite a mark. I love your branding. Yeah. You did such a good job with it. I think I saw one of your TikToks where you're talking about how a girl in your company in marketing, you guys came up with James in the City, and it just flew. I love that.
So it was my first brokerage 10 years ago, and I was heading down to Yonge and Eglinton daily doing videos, or even down at the waterfront doing videos of like 1-bedroom condos for $300,000. Could you imagine? Like $300,000 now. Like I would buy 30 if I could. Like, too many Louboutins.
Yeah.
I had my old BlackBerry. Like, remember BlackBerry and how great that video camera was?
I'm a Waterloo girl. It sucked.
There's no one ever. They had shit video quality. And I would be out there like, hey guys, it's James. I'm in the city again. And then naturally, James in the city just rolled off the tongue. So I sat down with my coach, and I'll give her credit. Sandra Peretta from Roy LePage, Your Community Realty. Like, she was my first real estate coach, and she helped me build the brand. And we sat there with a cocktail napkin in her office. We drew out the logo, and we sent upstairs to marketing. And within 30 minutes, we had our first draft. And we were like, yeah, like, let's gave this shit up a little bit. And that's what we came up with. And that was rendition 1 of James in the City, which I kept for almost 9 years. I just changed it last year.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, I have one question for you, because your content is all video, right? I love it. All video. Are you completely comfortable with video, or do you still get a little bit? Because I'm coaching, I coach social media for realtors, and everybody is terrified of it, but it's something that they have to do. And I tell them, just because I do video every day doesn't mean I enjoy doing it and I'm comfortable doing it. How about yourself?
What are you terrified of? Like, you know what you look like. You see yourself in the reflection. Like, you know what you're looking at. You know what you look like, right? So what are you afraid of? How you look? No, you see yourself. So fix your hair, fix your makeup, fix your lipstick. Like, that's easy. Don't like your outfit? Buy a new one. But what people are afraid of is negative comments. I'm telling you, I get trolled worse than anybody on this planet for realtor. Like, the amount of hate that I get. Why? Because I'm opinionated, I'm young, I'm successful, I speak my mind, and I say the word fuck way too often.
No. No one can ever say it too often.
I know. And I like how you deal with it too. I love how you do the little video replies to all of your negative comments. I think it's fantastic. These assholes need to be called out.
Love that.
Yeah, the clapbacks get me business. So yes, I can share all the content and all the knowledge of Toronto and neighborhoods and real estate and value and trends. But when I'm back at a hater and being like, listen here, you cocksucker, right? Like, go shave your back. That's what gives me clients. Sometimes, like, my clients say, like, oh my God, like, this is the guy we want to work with. He's fucking ruthless, right? Like, I've had sellers call me and be like, you're a literal shark, and we need someone like you to negotiate for us. And I just signed the last week of December, $13 million worth of real estate of new listings from one client who's a developer. Who's like, I need your attitude to sell my property.
I love this for you. Congratulations. That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, that's awesome. That is authenticity at its core. Yeah. So one of the questions Carrie and I always want to ask is, if you can go back to when you first started in the industry, now knowing what you know, what would you do differently?
Absolutely nothing.
Really? Oh my God.
I've been asked this question probably 100,000 times in 10 years. And for years, I always said, if I was smart, I would have joined a team, right off the bat, I would join a team. But then I look back and I'm like, if I joined Daryl King, or if I joined Team Zold, or if I joined Caroline Bale's team, would I have James in the City? Probably not, because I would have just been an agent under their brand. So as much as I respect them, and they've helped me tremendously in my business, I've called Daryl King for advice. Carol let me open house for her. Sean would send me leads. They helped my business tremendously years 1, 2, and 3. But if I worked under their team, James in the City would not exist. So I would not change a single thing.
Wow. You know what, James? I like that. I started my career. I never joined a team. It took me like a good 2 or 3 years to actually make enough money that I could live on. But I'm listening to the advice of a lot of other realtors, and their advice is join a team when you first start. And I think no, because then you're never going to build your own business. And that is what this is about. You're just prolonging the inevitable, right? That's my personal opinion. The amount of
new agents that come to me asking to join the James in the City team, I flat out say no, I won't. Like, you want to mentor you? I'll mentor you. I'll let you shadow me, but to join my team, no. Go build your own brand. Go build your own business. I will guide you along the way. I'll hold your hand. I'll write your clauses. I'll help you negotiate. I've helped it with an agent who says outside my office. Like, I've helped her negotiate some of her deals, like writing responses back. I've just drafted a couple of clauses. I would never have her join my team because she has her own brand. She has her own business, right? We respect each other very differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always there to help. My phone's always on for them, but I will never have them join my team.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm going into year 4 right now. And one of the things that I did when I got into it was I talked to a whole bunch of people, and they all unanimously said, don't join a team. It's one of the worst things you can do. You don't figure out who you are in this industry, and you need to define that in order to have any modicum of success. And I'm totally agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, but some people need the hand holding.
Teams are good for people who get into this industry who don't want to work their own business, who want to be. No, it's true though, right? They don't want to prospect. They want to just be told what to do. Go sit in this open house. Go run this buyer. Go open that door. Go put out this lockbox. You're basically a glorified assistant, right?
Yep.
Yes.
That's really what you are. If you're going to join a team, you are a glorified assistant. Some people need that, but there are some people on teams who have their own business, who just like the team aspect of it, who need that social atmosphere, and they do very well. I got friends who are on teams making $300,000-$400,000 a year.
Fantastic.
Oh, they're happy. And that's the thing, is they figured out what works for them. Yeah. And that's the beauty of this industry. So I'm just going to jump in and say, how did you get started? Because you obviously had a very successful one deal first year and you built who you are. So what made you decide to get into real estate? How did you get started?
Okay, well, I mean, I don't even have a proper answer for that. So I remember I dropped out of high school right before graduation. I had a mental breakdown and I could not graduate. I had like a 90% average. I was like smart student, full scholarships, all universities that I applied to. I just could not handle it. So I wrote my exams in the summer. My principal was really cool. She knew what my family was going through. And so I said to my mom, like, I don't know if school's right for me. Right? Like, I'm really good at it. I wanted to be a lawyer, but I'm like, I don't have the energy or the attention span to go through more schooling. So we sat down in our kitchen and we wrote down a list of things of what are important to me in my life and my business and what I want to do with my career. Mm-hmm. And we came up with a couple options, and real estate was the one that kind of kept circling back. And it was something that I was always interested in. Attended open houses as kids, would design homes with Lego, would like architecturally draw homes. I was always interested in that. And I just went for my licensing, and that was it.
That's amazing. I love it. Okay. So that sort of leads into the, what little secret piece of advice would you give to somebody with all the experience and the success that you've had that would help them in their business?
I'll give you 2 pieces of advice, and they're both free, and both you should do daily. First and foremost, always stay humble. Always stay humble. No matter where you are in your business, always stay humble. You can be a little cocky now and then, but stay humble.
I love it.
Right? You're only as good as your last deal. Right?
Yeah, totally.
So, if your last deal was a 1-bedroom lease, you're only as good as a 1-bedroom lease.
Okay, fucking ouch.
Right? So that's advice number 1. Advice number 2 is prospect daily, right? You don't have to get on the phone and cold call. I hate cold calling. I will not cold call. I did it for years. I was a machine. I would make a fucking $1,000 a week, and I would kill myself every single time. Like, fuck you. I hate you. I don't want to fucking talk to you. Right? Like, I did not want to do it. I was so fucking miserable. I hated every aspect of it. But that's what old coaches tell you. Go make calls. If my phone rings, I cringe. Don't call me. Text me. Send me a carrier pigeon. Smoke signals. Like AOL. Do not call me. When this phone rings, it freaks me the fuck out. I'm such a millennial. Do not call me. Like, I'm so millennial. I want like overalls and a Discman. That's how millennial I am. Don't call me.
I love it. All I want to do is text.
Right. Prospect daily. So whether it's you're checking with your database, you're sending IG DMs, you're sending text messages, emails, whatever it is, check in with your database daily. Check in with new people daily. You had an open house on Saturday, follow up Monday morning. That's your prospecting. What are you doing? How can you get your name on people's minds over and over and over? Yes, putting out content on social media is one thing, but engaging with them is a total other thing. A lot of realtors, they'll put out content. It sucks half the time. Like, I'm sorry, it fucking sucks. Yeah. But they don't engage back. You have to engage in others. This is why I called social media. It's social.
Yes.
That's great advice.
So that would be your tip for realtors using social media then. Engage.
Hell yeah. I mean, if you're going to, so this is my little tip that it's a free piece of advice that I share at every conference that I speak at. You're going to post every day at 8:30, right? So 8:15, get on your platform and pick one of the hashtags that you're posting with. Let's say Toronto real estate, right? Which, let's be real, only realtors fucking follow, right? So I'm going to use design hacks, and I'm going to look at everyone who has using design hacks, and I'm going to go and comment on the last 10 posts that were active or recent. I'm going to like them. I'm going to save them. I'm going to comment on them, because that person's going to be notified. Because if they just posted, they're recent, they're seeing that notification right away. So now they're going to come back to my page and see what I'm about. And they might connect with my content, and they're going to want to follow me. Or they'll engage with my content. And the more engagement you get at the beginning, like the first couple minutes that your content goes out, that's how the platforms push you, right? So you're engaging with them, they're engaging back. That's how your platform grows. That's how my account grew so quickly, because I was engaging with other people. I would spend 15, 20 minutes every day just engaging with random people.
Yeah. What do you teach in coaching, Carrie?
Engagement.
Drilling that.
You know what, James? My number one tip for everybody who does not want to prospect and doesn't want to get on the phone, even to their SOI, because we all know there's agents out there that don't even want to call their SOI, is your Facebook, your personal Facebook account is your biggest source of people who know you and like you. Get in the DMs and start fucking messaging people. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting all of these connections, and they already like you because they're friends with you on Facebook, your personal Facebook, right? So I actually,
during 2020 of COVID. Yep.
Yeah. I actually, I read an article the other day. I don't know if you've heard this, but Instagram's plan for 2023 is to get back to its roots and start focusing more on pictures and carousel posts. Have you heard this? How do we feel about this?
I don't know if I believe it, because they're so big on video. They're trying to compete with TikTok right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I believe that or not. But again, like, you have to be mixing all mediums into your social media, right? So on my Instagram, I will do Reels, I will do Instagram, like plain static, and I'll do carousel.
Yeah.
And I'll mix that in throughout the month.
I'm excited about the post. I'm excited about the post coming back, because like that's...
You mentioned Facebook and your personal...
Sorry,
I think there's a bit of a lag here.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to switch Wi-Fi spots. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you had talked about Facebook and your personal account. And what I found really worked well for me in the first wave of COVID, like the first lockdown, was going to my personal Facebook and starting at the A's and just starting messaging people and weeding out the ones who I didn't like anymore. And I started removing realtors from my personal account. Like, I don't want realtors in my fucking personal account, right? So I started unfriending all the realtors. Sorry, guys, it's true. And then just started from the A's all the way down to the Z's and just going through like, hey, Aaron, how are you? Haven't seen you since grade 10, LOL. Like, stupid shit like that. Nothing real estate related.
Exactly.
And out of out of like maybe 100 messages, 1 or 2 became a lead.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
Talk to people, for fuck's sakes. Open your mouth and talk to people, because that's how you get business. That's what you have to do. I remember when I got licensed, I was like, what the fuck do I do now? Okay, great. I belong to a brokerage. I'm licensed. What do I do? And I remember sitting in my office and thinking, holy fuck, I've got to call people. Like, where I wasn't used to doing that. Like, nobody says that to us, right?
No.
Yeah.
No one says, you just think you get your license and the business is going to flow right the fuck in, and it doesn't at all.
Like Justin Trudeau said in the books, the budget balances themselves.
Oh my God, no politics. No politics.
We said where they are.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that is an off the record conversation. We can have it, because I'll fucking go, dude.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Okay, so I'm huge on authenticity and transparency. It's my number one rule for putting ourselves out there so that people can see who we really are. Tell me something that most people don't know about James in the city.
Ooh.
So everybody knows everything about James in the city. What people don't know a lot about is about James. That's the difference.
There we go. Okay.
So yeah, I keep James for James and my partner and my friend, like my close friends. That's it. So James is the guy that will fall down in an elevator, like a hotel lobby, and it gets photographed by the security cameras and then sent to me because the security cameras know who I am. Like the security people know who I am. Like that is James. James is like the degenerate, the mess of the guy who eats chicken fingers with his finger with actual fingers. Like I use a fork knife for everything. I eat donuts with a fork and a knife. James is the guy who picks up a chicken finger or a chicken wing and uses his hands and has sauce on his face. That is James. James is the guy wearing a Givenchy sweater with a nice big coffee stain right on the bottom. I spilled coffee on my way back to the office. That is James. James in the city is the guy who's always polished, whose shoes are clean, whose hair's always in place, who will never say a cuss word in public. That is James in the city.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I love that. I never would have guessed.
No. No, I try to keep myself, like what you see online is what you get in person, right? But there are aspects of who James is that people don't see. So when I talk about my mental health addiction, my mental struggles, I don't talk about that a lot as James in the city, because I'll talk about that I struggle with it, but I won't talk about what it is. Those who are close to me, they get to see that. They get to see my vulnerability. They get to see my anxiety. They get to see my sweaty palms. You know, like that's, my close friends see that. Or like right before I'm about to give a presentation, like I'm a mess backstage. Right? Before I walk Fashion Week, I'm a goddamn disaster backstage. But the minute I step on that runway or on that stage, that mic's in my hand, it's almost like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce. Like it instantly takes over. And I'm no longer James. You know what I mean? Like it's like I've left my body and James takes over. It sounds so stupid, but it's true. No. It's still the same person. It's just that vulnerable side is just removed.
Yeah. And you
Carrie,
mentioned,
we just had this conversation.
Yeah, you mentioned mental health.
Remember what you said?
Oh, sorry, Melissa. What about?
Yeah. No, I think this industry, we're all like introvert extroverts is what I call it.
Yes.
So when we're home, we're private. And when we're out with our people, we're fucking on. Yeah. And it can be exhausting. So we just want to be us. Quietly, whatever that represents when we're not on, because it is fucking exhausting sometimes, especially if you're busy.
James, just like a more personal question about that. When it came to COVID, like I was very social. I'm a Hamilton realtor, so I was at all of the openings of restaurants, all of the events. Before COVID, I was out 4 or 5 nights a week. I did social media and I was really good at it and I brought in leads from it. However, my business came from being out in the public every single day. I never made a phone call. I never, did the cold calling or the door knocking thing. COVID hit and it completely fucked me up. I didn't know what my life was about. I did not know how I was going to function in this new world. And now post-COVID, if you want to call it that, I get social anxiety when I go out now. Like, have you experienced anything like that? Or were you able to like just bounce right back into the same as before COVID hit? How did you do?
I bounced back harder than ever. So my business model is much like yours, where I run events every single night. Mm-hmm. On average, I do 11 events a week, right?
Wow.
So I always say that I live in my car because it's true. I always have a spare change of clothes in my car, shoes, health and beauty products like toothpaste and a toothbrush, deodorant, face wash. Like, so I can run into, any change room or bathroom and fresh myself up to go to the next event. I change in parking lots, right? Like and I run from so I had an event a couple of weeks ago where I had to park literally in the middle of the two. So I had one event here and one event here. I had to run between the two and switch halfway because I had to be less dressy for one and more dressy for the other. But during COVID, it really fucked my mental health. I'm at home, couldn't see my friends because some of them lived in the States. Some of them were here. They were all kind of freaking out. My mom lived 4 doors over. She works in the medical field, so she was being very cautious. My grandparents lived beside my mother, so I couldn't really see them either because they were older, right? And it really fucked with my mental well-being. So I turned to the outdoors. I started walking a lot and hiking through the Scarborough Bluffs and through the beaches and whatever. But when COVID came back, there was social anxiety was not a thing. The minute they said take the mask off, I'm like, fuck, never again. There was none of that. I was not afraid of catching it. I wasn't afraid of anything like that. I just was ready to get back into the swing of things. And I came back stronger than ever because I missed people so much. I was almost too aggressive with people.
I just
right away. People are like, oh, hold on.
Just slow down, sir.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Listen, I'm a gay Greek Aquarius. There's no slow for me. I only have one speed, and it's fast.
I love it.
I almost forgot like how to be social. It was rough for me. And now I've transitioned more in, like, I am doing production for my SOI only. I am coaching full time, right? So I've pivoted my entire career since COVID to kind of, adjust for how my lifestyle is now. I also got married too. So that changes everything, right? I'm no longer single and social. So I'm sure that had a lot to do with it. Sorry?
Was that during COVID, Carrie? Was that during COVID that you got married?
No, we got married last June. So kind of, things are different when you're married. It's
wow.
It kind of slows you down, and yeah. Mental health. Mental health is a major issue, I think, in our industry because our job can be so isolating. You really got to be careful with that. One of my dreams, James, is to have a huge coaching umbrella where I have all kinds of different coaches for every aspect of our business, but I want a wellness and therapist on fucking retainer and available for everybody in the program because, I think it's really valuable. So that's just one of my goals, one of my personal goals.
No, nobody tells us about this in real estate. That really plays on your mental health big time.
100%. I shared on Bell Let's Talk Day, and I contemplated not sharing this post. I took 2 photos the same day. I was on FaceTime with a girlfriend of mine, and I'm like literally in tears. I was having a mental breakdown. 30 minutes later, I took a selfie because the lighting was right. I took a shower. I was all fresh again. And I basically, in long story short, like, I am the face of mental health because like these photos were taken 30 minutes apart. Like, I'm having a mental breakdown 1 minute and I'm fine the next. But when people see you as a man, 6'5", strong, alpha dominant, they expect you to be strong at all times. You're not supposed to have emotions, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of phone calls that I received from people being like, thank you for sharing. Because like, I too am struggling with this, like as a man, and not being able to express how I feel. Right. I think once you start talking and taking away that stigma, it helps. But to your point, like, real estate is so fucking lonely. Like, I live in my car because I'm by myself all the time.
Yeah.
Driving to appointments, being stuck in traffic. I am literally, which is why my phone is my best friend, because I am on social media all the time to engage with people. That's what keeps me going, because I'm literally alone.
Yeah.
No, we all can relate to that.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Can we talk a little bit about, because you're obviously boots on the ground in the market, downtown Toronto. Tell me what you're seeing right now. Like, what is the atmosphere like? What's the energy like in real estate?
Yeah, the market's really come back strong. And I mean, I love how right Blog TO is week over week, where they're saying that no one's buying real estate and how the sky is falling and nothing's happening. Because, honey, let me tell you, Daddy has been running appointments all morning. Like, I was almost late for this podcast because he busy. Like, he booked and ready. So
I appreciate it.
Great. Like, right? But like, someone always has to buy. Someone always has to sell. Therefore, there will always be transactions to be made. It's up to you to go out there and find the fucking opportunities. Plain and simple. Right? Yeah. Gone are the days of putting your house up on the market, listing it at $699, and praying to the real estate gods that we get 1-1. Put the house at 1-1 and work your fucking ass off to market the shit out of that house and get to work.
Right.
The problem is, like Kim Kardashian, nobody wants to fucking work. That's
exactly.
Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah.
I'm going to get dragged for saying this, and I don't give a shit.
No.
Realtors are fucking lazy, especially the ones who are in the business in the last 24 months.
Yeah. James, I deal with that coaching every single day. I literally am handing people exact instructions, step by step, what to do every day. And I would say 20% of the students that I coach actually do the work. And it's most of the time, it's not all the work either. Let me tell you, it's frustrating. but that's my personality. I'm a very driven person. I work from home, my office, my studio, everything's at home. I will be in my office for 12 hours a day, building my businesses, all of my businesses, you know, I don't need somebody to tell me. And I think it's a rare quality in people. Unfortunately, it's not common enough. Okay, let's jump
into real estate because they want to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They get into it for what, James?
To be entrepreneurs. But the thing is, not many people know how to be an entrepreneur because they don't know how to run a business.
No, they
don't
run
themselves. And that's why they burn out and that's why they fail. Anyways, period. Moving on.
Okay, let's play Would You Rather. Are you ready for this?
Ooh, hold on, wait. I need to stretch for this one.
Okay.
I'm just get my calisthenics to stretch. Okay, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Is it would you rather or who would you rather?
Ooh. You might have to throw in a who.
Oh my goodness. I love you guys. Okay, first of all, buyers or sellers? Buyers or sellers, James? Okay. Even right now in this market? Okay.
Absolutely. I'm a marketer. Sellers.
I'm a fucking freak. I love buyers.
I do too, but I'm a sellers guy.
Okay. Yeah. Podcasts or music?
Music.
Okay. New phone or new clothes?
Oh, new clothes. 100%.
Okay.
I knew it.
Even though your phone is your best friend. Come on, James.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, yeah, it's fine. I don't have an iPhone 8. It's a 13 plus. Like, I'm good. She's okay for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok.
Okay, I like that.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, would you rather have dinner with Justin Trudeau or Doug Ford?
Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me, Carrie?
I'll take the bucket.
Sorry. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, perfect. Who would you rather have as your mother?
Oh, I was hoping you'd ask that one.
Kim Kardashian?
Kim Kardashian.
Or Kylie Jenner?
Kim Kardashian.
Really?
She is my screensaver on my phone. Kim Kardashian is my Lord and Savior next to Cher. Like, she is, yeah. Kim Kardashian can give birth to me any day. I will be James in the City West. I don't care.
I love it. My dirty little secret. I watched that show like religiously for years.
Never missed an episode. Like, even the spin-offs, the Kim and Khloe take New York, Miami, like, I've never missed a spin-off, series, nothing.
I have so much admiration for that family because they are fucking industrious. Yeah. Like, they are entrepreneur at the next level. So whether you love or hate them, you have to fucking admire them.
Yeah,
100%.
Okay, next question.
I love it.
Flawless skin or designer clothes?
Flawless skin.
Ooh, I like that.
Flawless
okay.
Skin,
when you get up in the morning, what's the first thing you check? Your email or your social media?
I mean, my skin, really. Before I even check my phone, I go to the bathroom and check my skin. Like, I make sure I'm not puffy, under eye patches, jade rolling, little gua sha before I even touch my phone. But social media first.
Nice. That's good to know. And let's do... I know the answer to that one, so I'm not going to ask you. Okay. Would you rather ace a job interview at your dream job or go on a date with the hottest person that you know?
Oh, dream job.
Yeah, you're driven. I can see that.
Yeah.
The hottest person will come back to me because they know that I'm hot too.
I love that.
I told you, it's okay to be a little bit cocky.
Okay. But humble.
Now,
stay humble.
I have a real estate related would you rather, okay? Would you rather
Let's do it.
work with a millennial first-time home buyer and their very opinionated father, or a couple in the middle of a really nasty divorce?
Divorce, hands down. Fuck, give me the divorce all day long. Give me custody situation. Give me a divorce cardigan and chamomile tea. That's what I want. The dad can go suck it. I do not want him around me.
Right?
Bob
Thank you.
Since 1989. No, I do not want Bob and his little tool belt from Home Hardware that he bought in Stouffville coming around. No, give me the divorce couple. I want their custody schedule. That's what I want.
I love it.
I totally agree. I love that. James, this has been fantastic. Do you have any final piece of advice or words for realtors out there? Because this podcast is for realtors to try and, shed some light.
Absolutely. Whatever you do in this business and life, just be authentically you, always and always.
Awesome. I love that. Yeah. You are a pleasure to meet in virtual person. Just as beautiful and fantastic as you are on your social media. And I would love to have you on any time that you could spare for us.
Oh, I'm coming back. I didn't cuss too much. Yay.
Thank you so much, James.
Very insightful. I loved it. I loved it. It was just very insightful. It was very, and I think hopeful for new agents getting into it. I mean, to go from a story of what you said to where you are now is completely, anything is possible, which is the cool thing about this industry. So,
yes, thank you so much, James. And we'll talk soon.
Of course. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening to Everything They Never Told You About Real Estate. Be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. To connect with Carrie or for more information about her coaching program, check out carriesoave.ca or at Carrie Soave and Associates on Instagram and TikTok. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.